You've probably heard about Pi Network, maybe from a friend or online, but what is it really? Pi Network is a digital currency project aiming to be the world's most accessible cryptocurrency. Created by a Stanford team, Pi doesn't require expensive hardware or huge amounts of electricity to mine. All you need is a smartphone and the app, no tech wizardry required. The mission? To put digital money creation in the hands of everyday people, not just early adopters or big corporations. Unlike Bitcoin, which is now hard for newcomers to access, Pi wanted to distribute its coin to a massive global community before it hits the open market. The goal? Prevent wealth concentration and create a fairer digital economy. Pi uses the Stellar Consensus Protocol, which is light on your phone's battery and data. Users, called pioneers, just open the app daily and tap a button to prove they're real people. This simple action secures the network, and in return, users earn Pi coins. The project has been in an enclosed mainnet phase, meaning the blockchain is live but isolated from the outside world. You can't trade Pi on major exchanges yet, which has created a unique, anticipation-filled environment. Tens of millions globally are tapping that button every day, accumulating Pi and waiting for the network to open up. This long wait has sparked intense discussion, community building, and speculation. So, what's next for Pi? Let's dig deeper. Pi's big promise? You can mine cryptocurrency on your phone. No noisy computers, no sky-high electricity bills. Here, mining means checking in daily to prove you're human and build a trusted network. This social trust-based mining is a game changer, making crypto accessible to anyone with a smartphone. The result? A user base that's global and diverse, from big cities to remote villages. Pi encourages you to build a security circle with people you trust, boosting your mining rate and strengthening the network. It's about community, not just individual effort. For years, pioneers have watched their Pi balances grow, but for now it's just a number on a screen. Pi is locked within the ecosystem. You can only transfer it to other verified users. You can't cash it out for dollars or euros yet, fueling anticipation and debate. The big question, what will Pi be worth when the network finally opens? This uncertainty has led to one of the community's most fascinating ideas, the Global Consensus Value, or GCV. Let's break down what that means. GCV, Global Consensus Value, is everywhere in the Pi community. It's a grassroots movement to agree on a value for Pi before the open market does. The most famous GCV figure, 314,159 per Pi, a nod to the mathematical constant Pi. Supporters believe a high GCV protects Pi from being snapped up by wealthy investors and keeps it in the hands of everyday users. GCV isn't an official value set by the Pi core team, it's a social contract among pioneers. They pledge to buy and sell goods at this rate, hoping to create value through collective belief. For example, a $3 coffee would cost a tiny fraction of a Pi at GCV rates. It's a bold experiment. Can a community create economic reality just by agreeing on it? The core team remains neutral, saying the market will ultimately decide Pi's value. Still, the GCV movement represents the hopes of many who want to shape Pi's destiny themselves. But can belief alone set a price? The debate rages on. The GCV movement is more than a meme. It's a passionate campaign. Supporters see themselves as guardians of Pi's original vision, aiming to protect it from market manipulation. They organize online, create educational materials, and run campaigns to keep GCV in the spotlight. Their message, hold your Pi, believe in the high value, and be ready to transact at that price. The argument? For Pi to be practical as a global currency, it needs a high stable value, so even tiny fractions can buy real things. This transforms pioneers from passive users into active participants in a grand economic experiment. Whether $314,159 per Pi is realistic or not, the movement has mobilized millions around a shared vision. The GCV story gives meaning to the daily act of tapping the app. But not everyone agrees with this approach. Pi's community isn't just online, they're building a real-world economy. Pioneers have created barter marketplaces, trading goods and services for Pi even before it's tradable for cash. These platforms, websites, social media groups, even physical market events, let users experience Pi as a real currency. Education is key. Experienced pioneers make tutorials, guides, and host Q&As to help newcomers. Local meetups and even Pi embassies have sprung up, turning online connections into real-world friendships. This grassroots movement keeps users engaged and spreads the word. For many, Pi is more than an investment. It's a community and a movement. The dedication is rare in the crypto world. But how does this barter economy actually work? The barter economy is where Pi's potential gets tested. Pioneers trade everything from honey to electronics, all priced in Pi, on online platforms and at local market events. In places like Vietnam and Nigeria, Pi barter malls let shoppers buy goods with Pi by scanning QR codes. These events prove Pi can be used for real-world transactions, fueling excitement. But there's a catch: no agreed-upon price. One vendor might sell a shirt for a tiny fraction of a Pi, another for several Pi, reflecting wildly different values. This leads to confusion and negotiation, but also shows the power and challenge of a community-driven currency. Despite the chaos, every successful trade strengthens belief in Pi's future. These early adopters are building the foundation for Pi's economy. Their efforts are a bold statement. We believe in this currency, and we will use it. But not everyone is convinced Pi's value can be set this way. Pi's value is the community's biggest debate. GCV supporters want a high, fixed value to protect Pi's egalitarian goals. But many others argue that such a high starting price is unrealistic and could hurt Pi's credibility. They point out that with billions of Pi in circulation, a $314,159 price would make Pi's market cap larger than the entire global economy. This group believes value should emerge organically, based on real-world utility and demand. They want developers to build apps and services that use Pi, letting value grow over time. It's a clash between idealism and pragmatism. Both sides want what's best for Pi. The debate is the central drama of the project, playing out before Pi even hits the open market. Can value be declared by consensus, or must it be earned? The answer will shape Pi's future. Pi Network has faced plenty of skepticism. Critics say the app's mining doesn't secure a blockchain like traditional cryptocurrencies. Some suspect the project is more about data collection or advertising than real crypto innovation. The long wait for open mainnet and the KYC process have fueled doubts. The GCV movement's sky-high valuation is seen by outsiders as unrealistic, even delusional. Despite this, Pi's community remains resilient, defending the project and its vision. For every criticism, there's a passionate counter-argument. The world is watching to see if Pi can prove the doubters wrong. As of January 2026, Pi Network stands at a crossroads. It's mobilized millions in a global economic experiment, but the big questions remain. What will Pi's true value be? Can belief and community set the price, or will market forces decide? The launch of Open Mainnet will be the moment of truth, when Pi faces the real world. Will it soar, stumble, or find a middle ground? The story is still being written, and its massive, hopeful community is Pi's greatest asset. Whether belief can become real value is the billion-dollar question. The world is watching, and the final chapter is yet to come.